Ryan Anderson here, the driver of Son of a Digger, and you're watching Rod Rod's Championship League.
What is going on, everybody? Project Rod here, and it is time for qualifying here at the first stop of Tour Violet this season. And this is the lineup for this tour. A 12-truck lineup stacked with a lot of newcomers and a lot of returning drivers. That's kind of split down the middle between the two. And we're looking forward to see what these 12 drivers have in store for us this season. Again, these are the rules for qualifying. Every driver gets 2 chances. There will be no turbo. If you use it, it will count as a disqualification. And ramps, finish ramps, and smoke gates must have both tires within them to avoid a 3-second penalty. We went through all this before last time we were here for the first stop of Tour Blue. So now let's go ahead and get started with the first driver here today. It's going to be Nova Strider in the Monster Lobster Crush Station, seeing what she has in store for us today. And in Tour Blue, we have a sibling rivalry between Drift Boy 912 and Little Drift 912, driving El Toro Loco and Monster Mutt, respectively. They are a sibling rivalry, brother and sister going against each other. Nova Strider here, as she finishes her first time, we're going to take a look at her time now. A 23.156 is the time to beat as of now. But as I was saying, Nova Strider, we're going to be having a husband and wife rivalry or competition here, with Riley Strider behind the wheel of Blue Thunder being the husband to Nova Strider here in Crush Station. A little mistake for Crush Station right here, so they may cost her a bit of time. And right there, that may be a penalty, I'm not sure. We'll leave it up to the replays and up to the officials to see whether or not that was out of bounds. It may not have been, may have been kind of a close call, but she's going to finish her first time here. And we're going to wait and see what the call is going to be. And looks like it was not a penalty. She's good, a 25.843 though. So not enough to beat her first time. So that's the time we're going to stick with. So she is currently in the lead. But here comes a familiar face, Arcanine 59, now rocking Dragon, stepping in for another driver who unfortunately wasn't able to make it this season. We called up Arcanine 59, gave him the news, and he jumped in the truck and was happy to take the place and return after kind of taking a little bit of a retirement after the Steel Titan series. But he's back, he's in Dragon, and he's ready to win a championship, finishing his first time now. And what is it gonna be as we're waiting for the final time? It's gonna be a 22.839. So we have a new leader in Dragon and Arcanine 59. So a great way to state his presence and his return to this competition as a whole, to the channel as a whole. So now going for the second attempt now. Nice turn there. And really, I mean, getting your turns down is really the main thing here. I mean, it's hard to get speed when there's these many turns. So as long as you can execute on the turns, you should be good. And finishing his second run now, a nice little wheelie to end the attempt there. Wait and see what's going to happen. And a 21.721, so a faster time, which still keeps him as the leader, but a way faster time than the first one. So again, we have a new leader now in Dragon and Arcanine 59. Here comes the camera, 97.85, and Zombie. Again, another familiar face here on the channel. Seeing what he has in store for us today. Already a little bit of a hiccup on the first turn. And those crush cars, man, those things are, it's like hitting a concrete wall there with those crush cars. So already giving them a little bit of trouble. This turn right here too. Some of these turns are a little sharp. So, I mean, it can be a little tough right there. He may have gotten outside, maybe not. I don't know. Kind of a little too close to call. We're going to wait and see what the final time is from the officials. No penalty, a 24.488 for the camera, 97.85 for Zombie. Excuse me. Can't talk right now. Going for his second attempt now. So, not enough to take the lead, but another opportunity here. And hopefully hoping for the best here, but that turn right there might slow him up a bit. If he can execute these other turns better, he may have a chance. I don't know. It all comes down to this turn here. Kind of tugging along a little bit. So we may not see a new leader definitely out there, I would say. Again, leave it up to the officials and see what they see. Yeah, and there it is. So a 25.206. So it would have been a 22.206, which would have been a great time. But unfortunately, that 3-second penalty hurt him a bit. Here comes Flames Plays in Pirate's Curse. Yet another familiar face here on the channel. Here, returning for the Showdown Champions League. Seeing what he has in store for us here today. Executing the first turn pretty well. So, again, another clean turn there. And like I said, there's just a lot of turns here. There's not a lot of straightaways to really just throttle it in. Like right here is the perfect time to just mash the throttle and hope for the best. But all the other ones are just getting executing those turns. That's really what's going to make the difference here. But here we go. His time is going to be a 22.858. So a great time, but not enough to knock out Arcanine 59 and Dragon. So here we go, going for the second attempt now. The first turn, again, perfectly executed, nicely done, knocking the smoke out a little bit, but still within the bounds. Second turn, pretty good. This one right here is a complete 180, basically, so this one's a little tough. It's a little U-y, and right there you can see it kind of slowed him up a bit, so not sure if we'll have a new leader. We'll wait and see. As we wait for the final official time, and it's coming in now, a 22.932, so not a bad time, but not enough to take the lead. Arcanine 59 and Dragon is your leader still. Here comes Daniel San Diego Murray, or should I say Daniel the Fireball Murray, here in Northern Nightmare, hitting those crush cars a bit on his first turn. Hopefully he doesn't slip him up too much. Going for the Yui now. He has some good speed, has some good momentum here, so let's see if that little hiccup in the beginning is going to hurt him or not, as we wait for the final time to come in. And his final time, a 21.956, so a great time, but not enough to take the lead. However, really close, so good for second at the moment. He has one more go around here, and if he can avoid these crush cars again, and he does, so a nice clean turn. See if he can execute this next one, and all he has to do is execute that Yui, and he may have a good shot here at taking the fastest time. Here we go, coming to the finish, so it's all going to come down to the final time as we wait for it now. And 21.838, so close, but not enough to take the lead. A great time nonetheless. Here comes Kind of Fluffy in Gravedigger now, rocking that purple Gravedigger paint scheme. Beautiful truck, but a newcomer to the channel, so looking forward to see what he has in store for us today. I didn't mention this already, but Daniel is a familiar face here on the channel, so he is returning for another competition, if you will, here on the channel. But Kind of Fluffy making his debut here on my channel and finishing his first run, a 22.804 for Gravedigger's first attempt. So he has one more to go and see what he can do here in the second one. Maybe he can clean it up a bit, get some cleaner turns, and hope for the best. It looked like he did slow down a little bit towards the finish. I'm not sure. Maybe that affected him. Maybe it did. Maybe had he just kept it going through and braked until he passed the finish line, maybe that would have done it for him a bit. But hitting that turn pond there, hitting the turn pond won't be a penalty, but it will slow you down in the big picture. It slows you down, so that may hurt him as we wait for the final time. 22.789 for Gravedigger. So the second attempt, unfortunately, not enough to take the lead. So Dragon and Arcanine 59 remain your leader. Here comes MMJ Producer in Alien Invasion, another returning face to the channel. Looking to see what he has in store for us today. Rocking the truck from outer space. Love to see the truck. It's a great body style and definitely a unique truck. So great to see it here on the track and in the league this season. So great turns all the way around. Now he's on the straightaway and wondering to see if he can take that top spot. As we wait, and a 22.688 for Alien Invasion. Not going to be enough to take the lead. A great time still, but not enough to take that lead away from Dragon. Now going for attempt number 2. MMJ Producer, a great driver here in the past, in past competitions. So trying to see to see what he has in store for us here in the Championship League, and hoping for the best and wishing him the best as well as the rest of the competitors. But be sure to check out MMJ Producer. He has some great music on his channel, so be sure to give him a shout and check his stuff out. So finishing his second time now, a 22.588, so still not enough to take the lead, unfortunately, but still some great times. Here comes Toucan Plays, an Avenger, making his debut on this channel and in this competition. I know a lot of eyes are on him right now to see how he's going to perform and how well he can maneuver around this track. The first turn, knocking it out perfectly. Going for turn number 2, that Yui tends to be the one that catches a lot of people off guard right here. So Let's see if he can conquer it, and pretty good so far. Going for the straightaway now, coming towards the end, and is it going to be enough to take that lead away from Dragon? Waiting for the final time, a 22.123, so a great time. But Dragon still holding on to that lead. Avenger now going for the second attempt, so Toucan Plays has one more opportunity to take that top spot away from Dragon. Let's see, going for the first turn, nicely done, almost overturning it, but he's good. Keeping his composure, going for the second turn now, executing that perfectly. Now let's see if this one is a good turn as well. The Yui's been tough today, but he's knocking it out. On the straightaway now, coming to the finish line, and it's going to come down to the final time. As we wait for the call, and a 22.062, so a faster time, but not enough to knock Dragon out, but still a great time for Avenger and Toucan Plays. Here comes Omboji in Jurassic Attack, another returning face here on the channel. And rocking that beautiful, beautiful cyber truck, if you will. Not cyber truck, but cyber body of Jurassic Attack here in this stop, in this tour. And again, hitting those crush cars early on, that may slow him down. I don't know. He's keeping some great momentum, knocking out that U-turn. Now he's on the straightaway. But is it going to be enough to take the spot away from Dragon? As we wait, at a 22.223 for Jurassic Attack and Omboji. Not enough to take the lead, but he has one more opportunity to give it a shot. And here he goes. Switching to the other side now. See if he can avoid the crush cars, and he does. A perfectly executed turn. Going for the second one now, going a little wide, and that might be a penalty. And I'm pretty sure that it is. But we'll wait for the official call and most likely go to a replay, because that one was kind of a little more obvious than the others. But we want to make sure as we go into the slow-mo now. It's kind of an awkward angle, but you can see right there he is outside of the smoke gate. You can even see the tread marks going around the smoke gate, so a penalty is given, and he gets a 25.087 for his second attempt. Here comes Ant99 in Velociraptor, making his debut here in this series, and I believe he is the third to last truck to go. There's two more after him, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see what he has in store for us today. Almost going out of that area there, just like Omboji. He may have been able to stay in. We also have, I just realized, we also have two dinosaurs, two Jurassic beasts, if you will, here. So another rivalry, or I guess competition amongst them, if you will. 23.022 for Velociraptor, not enough to take the lead. He has one more opportunity now to see if he can beat Dragon's time. Going for the second attempt in the same lane now. Getting that first turn done. I believe he had a little hiccup here at the start right there, though. Going over the smoke gate. Not sure if he was outside of it. Right there, though, he was definitely outside of it. So he will most likely get a penalty for this attempt. We're going to wait, of course, and go to the replay. But that first one may have been pretty close, but that second one was a little more obvious, almost reminiscent of that of Omboji's attempt earlier. Right there, it looks like he was right on top of the smoke gate, so that should be fine. I'm sure they're going to let that pass. But right here, you can see that he was outside of it. At least from my eyes, you can see the treads too. We're going to wait and see. And yes, another penalty given. 26.256 for Velociraptor's second attempt, so not enough. We have Blue Thunder and then Maximum Destruction left. Two trucks left to knock out Dragon from his top spot. So let's see what Blue Thunder and Riley Strider can do. Again, as I mentioned before, a spouse rivalry, I guess, if you will, between him and Nova Strider here in this tour. So looking forward to see what he has in store for us today here in Blue Thunder, rocking that old school paint scheme here. 22.440 for Blue Thunder's first attempt. So Dragon still holding on to that lead. There's three more attempts. Looking at Dragon and looking at Maximum Destruction, three more attempts that drivers have to knock out Dragon. If not, Arcanine 59 is going to take that top spot and those 12 crucial points at the first competition here today in Stop 1 of Tour Violet. So here we go, going for the U-turn here. keeping it straight, going for the straightaway at this point. Mash that throttle and hope for the best. Nice little wheelie at the end there. And let's see what the time is going to be. I guess there was an opportunity, or not an opportunity, but a possibility of a penalty. But no, it looks like he's right there, right on the money. He shouldn't receive a penalty from here, at least from what I'm seeing. And yes, it's official. He did not get a penalty, but the time was a 22.121. So that means Matt Johnson and Maximum Destruction is the only truck standing in the way of Arcanine 59 and Dragon getting the fastest qualifier win here today in the first competition. Matt Johnson, though a newcomer, Riley Strider was also a newcomer, but Matt Johnson, kind of a newcomer, at least in terms of competition. He was an encore driver for us in World Finals 3 in a different competition, but here we go. What is the time going to be for Matt Johnson and Maximum Destruction? We're looking at a replay now. I guess there was some questioning here, but that tire was on top of Smokegate, which is completely legal. So that being said, he should not receive a penalty, and the time is going to be 20.845, so we've broken into the 20 mark, so he is your new leader, and honestly, the winner, the fastest qualifier already. We're going to give him a second opportunity, though, to go again, but it's official at this point. He is your fastest qualifier, and this was just to make sure he gets a second time in and to see if maybe he gets a faster time. Who knows? We're going to wait and see as he finishes his second attempt now. Waiting to see what this one is, a 21.141. So we're going to go with the first time, but Maximum Destruction at Matt Johnson is your fastest qualifier here at the first stop of Tour Violet. So a huge win for Matt Johnson, taking the early lead. And this is the leaderboards for qualifying overall. So your top four being Max D, Dragon, Northern Nightmare, and Avenger. They will all be getting bye runs into the second round. As we take a look at the racing bracket here in a second, we're looking at the bottom six here on the bracket. But let's go ahead and take a look at that racing bracket, the W racing bracket. As you can see, Max the Avenger, Northern Nightmare, and Dragon all getting a bye run into round two. Also, don't forget to use code Project RodRod at W.GG to receive 10% off of your W Energy order. Be better with W Energy. This is the current leaderboard. It's going to mimic that of what we just saw with the qualifying times, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the overall event championship leaderboard. Again, it's going to mimic that of what we just saw, so it's going to fluctuate as we continue. But that being said, the next competition is going to be racing, so be sure to be here. Be sure to subscribe for more Monster Jam content. Be sure to hit that like button, and we'll see you in the next one.